Hello everyone, not gonna lie, this is the second time I've had to do this, but I wasn't happy with the first one, and it started raining, so I went out in the car. Lauren's about to set off driving, but I'm just gonna quickly bring you my post-match thoughts on the game today. So obviously it was a 3-2 defeat at home to Sheffield United, which is a bit gutting, to be honest with you. I feel like, well, obviously a lot of stuff happened throughout the game if you've been following on not just our social media, but obviously the women's page as well. You'll know there's lots of stuff went down, but we'll get on to that. A theme this season that we start really well, and we maintain possession and we're getting forward, and we have a couple of early chances, but I feel like once that sort of phase of play ends, it gets then really bitty. So then it goes to maybe Sheffield being on top, or then us being on top. Then Sheffield had a couple of chances after we had, so it's a bit like table tennis back and forwards kind of things. But the thing that impressed me most in the first half was we realised that the ball over the top wasn't working. Like we tried it the first few times, and Hodgson was able to get there, but then their player would be right on us, so they'd make the tackle, and then the possession would switch over to them again. We kind of realised that, and then realised maybe balls through would be easier, and you notice Jay Bailey sort of picking those things out, picking the run of Babajide Clark, the front three, and Hodgson, just trying to flick the balls through instead rather than air, because they were really good in the air. Obviously we know Leandra Little, who's massive, who's like taller than me, and that's saying something, isn't it? She's massive and so good in the air, so I think we realised that quickly and then sort of adapted our game towards that. I think we were subject to playing really narrow. We were sort of giving the ball back towards our goal, passing it out and then passing it back, whereas maybe sometimes we could have been a bit quicker and getting the ball down the wing and then setting off our front three, who were lightning quick, especially Rince on one side and Clark to a certain extent as well. Obviously our first goal of the campaign scored today. There's positives to take from it. We're going to be positive about this. Hodgson gets our first goal of the season. It comes from Mel Lawley like dancing through like loads of players, which she does on the daily, let's be honest. She cuts in, makes a shot, Flaherty saves it. Is that how you say her name?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. Their goalie, I'm going to say, who used to play for us, saves it, and then it drops to Hodgson, like off the deflection of the save, and she managed to slot it away. Does a little handshake with Neve Charles, that's cool, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And the crowd were like, woo. Can you unlock your phone for me? Thanks.
Yeah.
So she gets the first goal. She was absolutely buzzing about that, wasn't she? To be fair, so was I. Crowd goes wild. So yeah, we go into half time 1-0. We're thinking, yeah, buzzing, we're gonna get this, we're gonna do this, we've got a 1-0 up, we're gonna score more goals, and I felt like, yeah, this is gonna happen. Second half comes along, a little bit slow out the blocks for me. I think we were waiting for them to like play around a bit instead of kind of getting it ourselves and really pushing forwards. I think we were subject to just kind of watching play happen a little bit, whereas we should have been out there making our own sort of, making our way down to their goal and making our own luck in a way. So Sheffield score through Wilkinson from a corner, but then it didn't actually look like the goal went in. It like bounced, and it's one of them that comes off the crossbar and then like bounces, and you're like, did that actually go in? Did it not go in? Obviously Lino gives it as in, and I was like, nah, that's not in. But they're not gonna listen to me, are they? So that's then 1-1. Clark comes off for Charles. Charles goes on, and then Charles does what she always does: right place, right time, ball in from Perfield, heads it in. And you're like, yeah, sound 2-1. That's fine. We're going. And meanwhile, Roberts, by the way, flying tackles left, right, and centre. And you just kind of missed that grit and determination in midfield since she's been injured. Obviously, no disrespect to any of the other midfielders that have been in there, but she just literally flies into challenges. And she did one today, and she like looped, and her leg like cut in, and then got the ball. You see that little move? Got the ball, and you're like, yeah, that's good. Thank you for doing that. Anyways, and then we're back in the game at 2-1. They equalise, I think, through like a worldy goal. Was it that she kind of shot it from quite far out and just like loops over Preuss. So then that's 2-2, and you're thinking, okay, could still go to penalties. It's fine. We could still score because we were on the attack. Mel Lawley gets injured, so we're like, that's not great. She kind of like crooks her leg on the side, like where the pitch meets the AstroTurf, and you're thinking, no, nah, she's not broken her leg, she's fine. She hasn't, by the way, I don't think. She kind of carries on, and then we get a red card. So Bailey got one in the first half, and then she tries to make a challenge, doesn't make it. The player gets past her, don't know who the player is. Player gets past her, and then she like pulls on her shirt back.
She literally just wins.
And then the player goes down like a sack of potatoes. But it's like, okay, it is a yellow card, isn't it? That it's a bookable offence, but then obviously you're thinking, that's not a red card offence. Like it is so difficult to kind of differentiate. Is it not? Is it like, at the end of the day it was. We go down to 10 men. Mel Oley's limping as well, so you're thinking, oh my god, is she going to have to go off as well? Are we going to go down to 9 players? Meanwhile, Mel Oley got injured. They scored their equalising goal. So Mel Oley wasn't even on the pitch, I don't think, and it's still, yeah, that happened. Linnet comes on for Hodgson.
Yes.
Hodgson, yeah. She does quite well, actually. There's that one where the ball gets played really from Sheffield down to their wing back, but their wing back's not in the right position, so Linnet tries to run onto it and just misses out. But like, we were still making chances, and then what minute was it? Like just before
93.
Yeah, in injury time they get a
Last
third goal, and it literally Preuss's fingertips away from it, and you're like, oh no. But yeah, it's one of those days, and it's frustrating because you really, like, for me personally, I would have really wanted a win today, because going into United on the weekend, you want confidence, and this team to me just looks low on confidence at the moment. Positives from today is we've scored, like, we've shown that we can score goals, but then defence, where we've been really quite solid for this season, like we've not really conceded many goals at all before today. The defence that's been solid looked a bit confused, looked a bit like out of shape, and I don't know whether that's because Robes had to drop in, but she's been a centre back before, so you wouldn't think that that's a problem. And she's like, all of them are usually quite solid, but I think there's no denying that Sheffield were a good team, and there's no denying that they didn't put 100% into their performance, and I think we'll have learned a lot from that game, but there's more to look forward to. Like, it's still the start of the season, we're still able to turn it around. There's still 4 other teams to play in the group stages of the Conti Cup, so not all is lost. But yeah, that's kind of all I've got. Make sure you check out Lauren's player ratings, and we did a post-match interview with Ashley Hodgson where it was quite difficult, actually, because obviously no one wants to speak after there's been a loss, especially in that manner, so it was difficult, but we tried to brush up on the positives. But yeah, you know the drill by now. Make sure you like, comment and subscribe to our channel. Like, comment this video, and then yeah, subscribe to our channel. Yeah, that makes sense. Got loads of stuff coming out. Obviously we're still doing what we do. It happens. But yeah, make sure you check out all the other content, and we will see you next time with another video. Are you saying bye?
Bye.
Bye.